Thugjitsu master and the squid. Thugjitsu master and the squid. Thugjitsu master and the
squid. All right. Back with another Thugjitsu Master and Squid PFL edition interview. We're bringing on a returning heavyweight from last year, crowd favorite, many a time, Mr. Kelvin Tiller.
Mama's boy.
Mama's boy.
You got to put the mama's boy in there.
I know. I'm working on this stuff.
We were saving that for the end to make it like super special.
Yeah, but right now people are seeing a montage of your mom celebrating with you in Long Island, New York, and stuff. It's very special what people are seeing right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good.
How's your mom doing? Happy belated Mother's Day, right? To your mom and everything.
Right. All she's been doing, she's been resting for this drive to New York so she can see me win.
And where are you guys driving from, Kelvin?
Kansas City, Kansas.
Kansas City, Kansas to New York City.
Drive.
That's a long drive.
But on papers it's 18 hours, but it'll take about 21 hours to get there.
You're gonna stop and see sights.
Why no flight? PFL doesn't fly you? PFL doesn't fly you guys?
No. I'm flying now. I just always drive back with her.
Oh, okay.
But her and my sisters fly out, though. I mean, drive.
Wow. I like road trips. Road trips are fun.
Me too. Yeah, for sure.
But that's a long one.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's 18 hours, they're going to hit some traffic because that's in the middle of the week.
Yeah, I'm real bougie, too, so it's tough. It's tough to get me to drive, like, anywhere. I'm like, people are like, let's go to Vegas. I'm like, let's fly. It's like 45 minutes.
45 minutes to Burbank.
I know. Privileged.
So, Kelvin, you were back this season. Last season, you had one spectacular knockout in your first fight against Kyle Alencar.
Yep.
Beautiful overhand right. And then in your second fight, you shut down the wrestler, Rochold. I mean, you hit him with that guillotine, defended that takedown well, and then when he did finally get it, you hit him with that guillotine. It was beautiful. What are you bringing to this season?
I got a new coach, man, Professor Claudio Matos from Brazil. One of the original Shooto Box guys, I believe. And I've been working with him since February. So a lot of holes in my game that just being lazy on my back because I'm comfortable, not scared of nobody's power, not scared to get knocked out, just really no fear. And he just kind of reversed a lot of those things. And so you'll see me, if I get taken down, you'll see me tack off my back a lot, You'll see a lot more combos, a lot more kicks, just being more active. I've just always been so comfortable in there, and it's just my safe place. It's just my second home for me. And so when you see me land on my back, a lot of the time it's not because I can't get up. It's just because I'm just pretty much telling the guy, like, you can't do much from the top, and this is where you're supposed to be good at. Alan Carr had me down the first round. Jared Rochold had me down, in our first fight, and I fight through all of those things. And once I get back up, it's for the most part, my whole career is, it's pretty much curtains when I get back up. So now we just attack off my back, triangles, arm bars, all of those good things. And like I say, when I'm standing up, just being more effective with punches, kicks. We're going to go to the body a lot more this year. We're going to do a lot more knees this year. So we're just going to be, he just prepared me to be better everywhere.
I know, obviously the goal is $1 million and winning this whole thing and being world champion. But do you want that rubber match? Is that something you want with Rochold? Is that are you hoping that you guys will cross paths this season?
It's not one of those things to where I think about it every day about the loss because technically, our fight was supposed to be a non-sanctioned fight. They still got it as a loss. They got me as 10-2, but I was told before the fight that the 2-rounders did not count as an actual loss. Only the 3-round fights, but they still got it, down as a loss. So, he couldn't beat me at my worst. My granddaddy died the day before our fight. My granddaddy was one of the man that raised me, and he died the day before my fight. And when I got in that fight, I I didn't even know what was pretty much was going on. You know, I just had a lot going on, and you know, my granddaddy passing the day before, you know, right before weigh-ins actually is when I got the news, like 5, maybe 10 minutes before weigh-ins, I got the news that my granddaddy passed, and he still couldn't finish me, you know, at my worst, and so like I say, it's not one of those things to where I just feel like he's better than me, or you know, what you guys seen October 5th. I feel like most people know that was not who I was, and they know I could perform better than that. So, you know, if we meet, I'll be prepared, and you know, I believe I'll beat him in the first round. Easy wrestling, jiu-jitsu. Of course, my stand-up is way better. But it's not. It's honestly not a thing that I just think about every day. The goal is the $1 million. I don't. Whoever they put in front of me, you know, I want to knock him down and just keep moving forward. If we cross paths, then, you know, I hopefully I can knock him out. But if I don't, my life will go on. I'll be okay.
They're putting Muhammed Dereese in front of you this time, and you both have a lot of power. We saw him twice last season. The one time that's really stands out for me was his big knockout. I believe that, I don't remember what city that was in, but huge knockout. His opponent went face first into the mat. It was a scary moment, but he's got a lot of power. You also have a lot of power. What is this? Is this going to be just a clash of power, or are we going to bring some technique into this and work on outsmarting him?
I feel like everything that I do is power. If you watch any of my other fights, I'm not a power puncher. You know, I just kind of pick people apart with jabs, low kicks. I touch to the body. I can throw spinning back kicks. I can wrestle. Most of my fights has been submissions. So I honestly think that he got, you know, 2 guys that wasn't so good, and I'm one of those guys that, you know, no undefeated fighter has beat me, and I don't consider him, you know, undefeated. I've seen him lose in the UFC, the Ultimate Fighter show. You know, the guy stuffed his takedown and, you know, put hands on him in the second round, and you know, he fell fast. So and he's kind of been doing the same thing his whole entire career, I believe. All the fights that I've seen, you know, high guard, don't like to get punched, and he go for the takedown. I am honestly ready, you know, for the fight to go anywhere. So I don't think he's bringing anything to the table that I haven't seen already. I've been hit hard. I have great head movement. So I'm just very excited to see, you know, how this go, and I'm excited to give him his first loss also.
Very exciting. And then if I do how does that feel? ESPN. What does that make you feel? Having a fight on the biggest sports provider, television provider ever in the world.
I made a post, I don't know, with the last week, and it was talking about my granddad. And my granddad and I used to watch ESPN all day long, and that's all we heard. For hours we would watch ESPN and just the highlights. My granddad was never, he didn't have a favorite team of baseball or basketball. He would just turn into, you know, ESPN, and we would just watch it all day. Like, even when I didn't want to watch it, my granddad wouldn't even let me change it. We just watched it all day long. And he used to tell me, he was like, well, I know you're good at place running track. When I was in high school, I was a sprinter. And he used to always tell me, he's like, you gonna be on there one day. And my granddad was a man of few words. He really didn't say much, but when he said things, it was powerful. And I never understood it at that time. And I gotta say, he died last year, the day before my last fight. And so just to be here at this moment, and I'll be able to hear that, just to see my picture on the ESPN Plus app and like the website, you know, it brings joy to me. And I wish my granddad was here to see that, because I know that he would be proud of me. And you know, win, lose, or draw, we made it to ESPN, and that I'm gonna be able to, you know, tell my kids about that in the future. So it makes me, I'm excited about that for sure.
You should definitely be excited about that, but don't sweat it. I am sure on the other side, like, get all the cable channels, man. They get them all.
Yes, sir.
So he'll be watching.
Yep, no cable.
He'll be
at
watching.
all. Yeah. Yeah, that's exciting, right? You're excited. He can't even talk. He's like,
well, I thought we were trading.
He points to the guy that's not going to be on ESPN. He's like, you're on ESPN. You're on ESPN.
We'll get the camera to pan over.
Yeah,
you
might get me in the crowd. That'll be like, Mom, I made it. Like, you
we'll
see me,
find him.
Mom?
Yeah, we got it.
That's how we feel.
I was on ESPN for like a second. I walked behind Eve. Long Island, New York, the site of the win from last year. Same venue, Nassau Coliseum, NYCB. It's gotta be a pretty good feeling to go somewhere that you fought before, right? Is it make it
comforting?
Yeah, a little comforting.
I mean, I like to travel, so I was hoping it was gonna be somewhere different. But I didn't like Madison Square Garden. I didn't like New York. It was too crowded for me. So when we went to Long Island, it was really quiet for me. So I really liked that. So just to be back there, quiet place, not too much around that area. I can think, I can breathe, and just kind of prepare for my fight when I want to go outside and just walk and not have 10,000 people walking around me. So to be back there is good. The venue was beautiful.
There's some good beaches you can go to too. You're a 20-minute drive of some good beaches.
No,
Jones Beach, Long Beach.
no.
I grew up in Long Island.
I grew up in the Bahamas, so don't listen to this guy talking about beaches.
We're island boy. I'm from Nassau too. He's from Nassau. I'm from Nassau.
Yeah, the real Nassau.
Yeah,
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Nassau.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the hell I was saying. It wasn't that though.
Nassau.
It wasn't that. Let's just put it like that.
All right, cool.
That's all right.
Best place in the world, right?
Nassau, Bahamas, yes, absolutely. Nassau, Long Island, New York, not so much.
So we have new heavyweights this season too. What do you think?
Yeah, what do you
about
think
the
of the field?
Yeah,
like we speak in unison.
I know.
Like I said last year, I think I run through them all, man. I'm very confident in my craft. I'm very confident in what I do. I haven't really looked at too much of the fighters. I really don't do a lot of studying on fighters in general, not even my own opponents. Anybody can switch up at any moment. So like I think they brought 4 guys, I believe, 4 or 5 guys.
I believe there are 7 new guys in the heavyweight division.
7? Shit. Look, I'm behind. I don't know, man. Like I honestly, I don't know none of the guys. Only brought some judo guy that's fighting Felipe.
Yes.
I'm rooting for Felipe. I hope it's me and Felipe in the finals. He won $1 million, so that's why I eventually want to fight. And I respect the guy. I think he's a great talent. I believe we're around the same age. So to see him win, it was because I had him and I in the finals, and so just to see him still go to the finals, kind of know what that lets me know I know what I'm talking about just a little bit to see him there. So, but I haven't checked out any of the new guys. So,
man, I would have liked to see how that would have played out, because if things went a little differently last season, you and Felipe would have been in the semis, and and I would like to see how that would have played out. And should you have won that one, I honestly. That's a fun fight. You and Copeland also. I like fights like that. I like heavyweight strikers.
Yep.
You say me and Copeland?
Yeah, it would have been you and Copeland, because if the way the brackets were last season, you and Felipe would have fought in the semis, because you both fought Rochelt in the playoffs.
Yeah. I would have picked Copeland apart, but yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah, I like to see that. I like to see that.
What you think about that flying knee last week? Did you see that?
Oh yeah, that was nasty. It's perfect timing. Precision was beautiful. That was nasty, man. I know I'm not gonna beat that. I'm a slow starter in the game, so I know I ain't gonna be able to beat that. But I got some new shit coming to this. So you're gonna see some knockouts this year. So yeah, I'm excited.
We gonna see any flying attacks come out of Mama's boy?
You gonna I can't even give you. I know my opponent gonna be watching this, but you're gonna see some spinning stuff, some off the cage stuff. You're gonna see me moving like a lightweight. Yeah. So y'all just make sure y'all there. It's gonna be exciting.
We gonna see some. Oh, we doing spinning shit now? Is that what's going on?
Doing some spinning shit.
I like that. You should get some of that. Yeah, you're gonna move like a lightweight. I want to see some of that heavyweight Thugjitsu. I'm gonna let you use a little bit of Thugjitsu then.
Try to get on that top 10. Try to get on that ESPN top 10. That's like the that's like the thing now. Like you finally like you guys being on ESPN, you guys really now have a chance to end up on the top 10. You're just like in the mix. You get
That is true.
Whoever does something like whoever like I know the UFC gives out like the performance of the night type of thing. The performance of the night for the PFL will always end up on the top 10. I find
Absolutely.
I think
on
that's
Sports Center.
It will end up on Sports Center every time, and that's $50,000 is great, but that just having your stuff on TV is like a moment forever.
Yeah, and it's something you can actually use. And Kelvin, I would say you get on that top 10, you get on that ESPN Sports Center top 10 list. Man, that's definitely something you can use to help further your brand.
Yep. We got put on hold.
Hey, he's back.
Sorry.
No.
Somebody was calling.
It's all good.
Getting late night booty calls this fight week, Kelvin?
No booty calls.
That's how you lose weight.
What time is it there?
A couple ounces at a time.
We're 3 hours behind, so we're at 8:46
8:46
right now.
So 2 hours. It's
2 hours.
10:46
I'm
here.
sorry. I don't know why I keep thinking you're in Chicago. You're in Kansas and you're in the Midwest. Central time
Midwest,
zone.
yep.
What's that like being a mixed martial artist in Kansas? What's mixed martial arts in Kansas like in 2019?
I don't know, man. It's Shamrock is one of the only shows that Shamrock Fighting Championships. Jesse Finney, Rob Donaker, probably the only show that I ever go to down here in Kansas. I'm not really in the fight scene down here. Everybody's kind of do their own thing. Organizations going against each other. You go to certain shows and everybody, if that guy's the promoter and he works with a certain gym, all his guys is on that show. So I just I'm not in the fight scene in Kansas City. I probably don't get too much love down here, but my favorite show is Shamrock FC. I feel like he's the reason why I'm in PFL. I mean, he didn't make the call for me, but I was missing weight a lot at 85 and 205, and he gave me my first shot.
I can't imagine you at 85.
My first shot. You said what?
I can't imagine you at 85.
85, yeah. I was in Bellator. I was 85, yeah.
You're gonna make heavyweight. You'll make the heavyweight weight class this time.
You said nope. Probably gonna miss weight.
do you have to cut? Do you cut to make heavyweight now?
Last year I had to. Not this year. I'm at 262 already right now.
Okay.
Hey,
that's perfect.
Last year I was
Free and
coming from
clear.
290, 295.
Wow. You were you were big. You were a big boy. You're still a big boy. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
was cutting from.
You're cutting from
Go
what?
ahead.
So what I'm thinking is if you're at 260, 262 right now, and you were at 295 last season, I mean, some of the dynamic things that you did, and you did look like you had a lot of speed even at that weight. I expect to see that be more refined this season then.
For sure, yeah. I feel like I'm a lot faster. Cardio is a lot better. I've always felt like I was smart. A lot of my fights, I really didn't throw too many punches, but I feel like I've always been smarter than everybody, and I can outsmart people and make them do things that I kind of want them to do. But me losing the weight and not having to worry about making weight, just it helps me prepare just for the fight. So that's really huge for me. And I still believe by the time weigh-ins are next week, I'll probably be about 255 because I'm water loading. I'm just drinking a lot of water right now, and my diet is pretty good. So the weight is just coming off. Like I wasn't even trying to get down to. I wanted to be like 270, right around fight week. But like I say, I'm already way ahead of schedule, and so I think I'll be about 255 when I weigh in.
How long ago did you make middleweight?
Shit. Let's see. I turned pro in 2011. I can't remember my last. I don't know. It was some years ago, man.
Wow. Gain some weight. Gain some weight in between there, huh?
It's like Kansas City barbecue.
Just a little bit. Just a little.
Yeah, the barbecue down
Injuries for me, man.
Yep.
Injuries and honestly not knowing just proper nutrition, but injuries is one of the biggest things. When I would injure myself, like I never had in my head like, okay, I'm done fighting, but I would beat myself up because I dedicated my life to the sport, and so when I would hurt myself, like I would beat myself up, and I just eat. I hurt my back when I was supposed to go to UFC tryouts a long time ago. Of course, I had a broken jaw a long time ago, but of course I lost weight then. But really after that, it's just like knee, like I say, back twice actually. And like I said, I'd just be depressed and I was just eating. But as soon as I was able to start working out, I get right back to the gym and the weight just kind of just always stuck on there from there. So this has actually been the best that I've eaten in a really long time. The last 3 months has been the best that I've really eaten. And so I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited for this fight is because I think I got a perfect opponent. I know that he's going to bring it. And just like I say, I think we're the same height because I met him last year. You know, he's a good guy. I think he's a great. Actually, I think he's a great guy. But this is a perfect opponent for me, and so I'll just be excited for this one.
You just said something that really stood out to me about the broken jaw. That's the worst injury, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You haven't suffered that, huh?
No.
I there are people that I hate, and I don't wish that on them because with a broken jaw, you're literally walking around talking like this for 6 weeks.
You got that kind a drink of booze for breakfast and intro for dessert.
And then there was a point where my jaw was broken, and my ex-wife, she'd made some spaghetti, and I was craving having real food. So I went to the kitchen, took a spoon into the sauce, to the meat sauce, took one little piece of meat, and I had this little gap in the back where my molars were. And I tried to stuff that into my mouth just so I could swallow some real food rather than some blended stuff. But
you should have wrote a rap song. You should have wrote that's the move.
Man, I should have. But I also, you know what? They didn't tell me. They didn't give me wire cutters or tell me about wire cutters at all. So if I would have thrown up, I would have drowned. Did you know
I took my wires off like 2 weeks early because my teeth were dirty and I didn't want my teeth to be dirty. And so I cut my own wires out. And my dumb ass, the first thing I do the next day, I go get steak chipotle, and the first bite cracked my jaw, and I had to go get rewired again. Yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. I lost like 30 pounds.
Was it worth it, that steak you had?
Hell no. I couldn't eat the shit. It was horrible.
Please throw this in the blender for me, please.
That was one of the worst. That was one of the worst injuries that I've had.
I can see that.
And then I tore my Achilles.
I used to think back, but yeah, I can see how jaw.
It's the worst.
I had back surgery about a month ago, and
he's still limping around a little bit.
Yeah, but that would suck to not be able to like eat or anything. Like that's just, I think it's just more mentally defeating. I find where you're just like, I can't talk, I can't eat.
You can't eat. I was yawning. I was literally yawning like this. I was yawning and trying to push my mouth closed because yawning would stretch and pull at my gums. So I was yawning and trying not to open my mouth. It was miserable.
The worst part is when I went to the actual doctor to get my wires taken off, and so they had a number of gums to take this one didn't take the screws. They just took the wires off. But the doctor put his hands in my mouth. He like, this is gonna hurt, and then he had to like stretch my jaw and realize like 8 weeks I was like,
atrophy.
You know, my teeth. Yeah. Oh my God, that was probably the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Then the doctor told me I would never fight again. He said my jaw was broken so bad because these teeth right here and then right here was all the way flipped around. It was so bad, yeah. And then like under my tongue, it was like cracked open. And then like blood was just everywhere. And then I told her my jaw was broken, the nurse, and she was like, it's probably not broken. I was like, I know it's broken. She's like, okay, well, just sit down and we'll see. And I like leaned over and like opened my mouth and blood just all over the counter because I was pissed off. She wasn't believing me. And then like all of the nurses just like rushed to like sit me down into to a chair. And it was bad, man. And I told the doctor, like, I know it's broken.
Yeah, clean it up. Make her clean.
Once again, Once again, he was like, "Well, we're gonna check to see if it's broken." Because I never passed out. I never went unconscious or nothing. And that's why they kept asking me, "Did you go unconscious?" That's why they didn't believe that my jaw was broken. And then the doctor like opened. I was like, "Well, I know it's broken." He was like, "Okay, well, we're gonna check anyway." And so he took I don't know what they call, but like the sticks from the ice cream, and he took it and like opened my mouth, and he like jumped back like I told you it was broken. And he looked at me. He was like, "You probably will never be able to fight again." He's like, "This is bad." And they got my X-rays. It was really bad. And then I fought a year later in Vegas for World Series of Fighting. A year and a half later, I think.
Nice.
That's
And
a comeback. It
was rough, man.
That's a way to bounce back, Kelvin. Man,
Yeah.
And neither of you guys wrote a rap song. Neither.
So yeah, all this broken jaw talk is it's uncomfortable.
That's the time to do it. That's how Kanye got his. That's how Kanye popped off.
Yeah, but look at him now, right?
Oh, good. Oh, that was a good clap back, my man. Good clap back. Good clap back.
He's got kids. He's got a shoe line. He's married to a Kardashian.
That's
he
the
sold
worst
his
part.
soul. Next question.
Yeah, he sold his soul. Yeah, that's
He
it.
did.
We can't buy that. But Kelvin, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what you do this season. I'm looking forward to this fight with Muhammed Dereese. I like to see two guys with power get in there, and I like your confidence right now. So I can't wait to call your fight. I can't wait to see how your season goes, and I wish you all the best, man. I want to tell you that I hope to see you in the finals because I do, but then I like all you guys, so I hope almost everybody makes it to the finals, but only two can make it.
He's got legal obligations. He's like I would like to tell everyone, but I signed contracts with the Professional Fighters League. I can't really root for people.
I can't in public.
Yeah.
So
as soon as we hang up, he's like, got some tips, man. So I saw.
Well, I'm gonna show up and show out for you, man. Don't even worry.
You'll be good. You're good. I can root for you.
Yeah.
I see that's the benefit of not having an ESPN deal for me.
Yeah.
I can say what I say.
So all the best to you this year, Kelvin. I hope you do well.
Yeah.
I hope your season goes well.
Yep.
And Squid, you want to tell Kelvin anything?
Yeah, I hope you get to the finals and win and do really well.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate it.
Be careful, I got bad back. Don't hurt me.
Thank you.
Well, Kelvin, we'll see you in Long Island, and all the best, my friend. And let's do this again before the season's over.
All right. Thank you for having me on the show, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. There we
Peace.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you doing this for us. And he's gone.